Sir. Yes, sir. Little space.
Oh man, freedom.
Freedom. I ain't say freedom. Yeah, buddy. How y'all doing? Old Heads, episode 43, man. We are in the building from the basement, Saturday nights. How y'all doing out there? Episode 43, it's our March Madness episode. But before that, man, we got a birthday boy in the building. Can you please introduce yourself?
Oh man, hold on. Man. Birthday guy, man. French loaf, man.
Yes, sir.
Gonna be
Yes,
an old
sir.
man. Blessed to be one.
Yes, sir. French loaf in the building, man. Happy birthday, man, to this brother. Man, we're going to have a good night tonight. We got a great show for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. Excuse me. How did you feel about that Chicago Bears trade?
Man, we out here making moves, man. We out here making
You want
moves.
to tell the people what we got? If you guys haven't heard, if you're living under a rock somewhere, the Chicago Bears, they traded the number one overall pick. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, or if you guys aren't privy to, we feel like we already have a franchise quarterback. So a lot of times the number one pick typically goes to the best quarterback, or what perceived to be the best prospect, which is normally a quarterback, because that's what probably the most important part of a football team. Well, this year Chicago was in an interesting position because we already have a franchise quarterback and we had the number one pick, so we were able to trade out of that number one pick to get our franchise quarterback some help, and I think we did a pretty good job, man. We got DJ Moore, who I think is a legitimate one wide receiver, which is what we needed. We need an X receiver to get to field some help. Then we also got who else did we get? We got the number 9 pick, which is huge.
We picked up their pick.
Which is there. We got that 9th pick.
We have their
First round pick from next year.
first round. No,
Yeah, next year we have a first round pick next year.
we have their first and the second the year after. We
Yeah,
have one
yeah,
pick,
yeah, that's what
one
I'm saying,
pick for
yeah.
2025 and
Yeah,
one for
yeah.
first and the second,
Yeah.
which is great. I mean, if they suck, which normally what happens, and I hate to say it, is it'll probably work out in a favor for us where it'll shine out, because 9 times out of 10, when new quarterbacks come to a team like that, they struggle for that first year, and they struggle for the usually kind of that second year. They kind of get their shit together. In that third year is usually around their almost finished product, depending on how they are working on it, and them giving up the number one receiver. I feel like they're going to have a rebuilding year next year, and I think these are going to pan out to be really high picks for us. You know, so I feel like they're going to probably be like one of the top 3. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be like a top 3, top 4 pick for us. So
I like that.
I'm glad seeing Poles out here doing a lot of good work. We needed a receiver. I'm not quite sure if Moore is all the way number 1, but then again, he's never really had a quarterback to prove it. He was the best person on a sinking ship other than McCaffrey being there, but once they got rid of McCaffrey, he was the best thing going. I thought we were going to get him earlier, like last year, to be honest with you, but I like the fact that we have him. He's definitely a weapon. I still think we still find another receiver out there. I still think we shoot for another receiver out there, like a D-Hop or something, but I do like the moves we're making.
Say it again.
I still think we go
Say
for
it,
D-Hop.
say it again. Like, I don't like. What are you talking about? Like, no, we're not good. Like, that's what separates Cincinnati. They have 2. What do they always say? They have 2 number 1s. So why not go out there, and they're saying they're asking for a second round pick?
Right.
Why not give up our second round pick? I would give up our second round pick this year to get Hops. Why not? Why not?
I think that would work out, and I think we do use those piece like that for leverage to get a piece like that. But I think we're going to wait and see a little bit, see who's kind of floating in free agency. I think we're going to look at that draft too a little bit, because we have a lot of picks. we have a lot of picks, and the
We got
one
a lot of money too. I
the
mean,
one
we're
thing
sitting
that
pretty.
Poles kind of proves to me is he makes use of those picks. Like I don't feel like any of our picks last year were a bust. Even down to Venus Jones, I know it took him a little bit to get his time, his feet in the rotation, but he's a great like gadget man, like special team, punt return, kick return. He has to find his way a little bit on offense, but Brisker, he looked great last year to me. I mean, minus what we gave him to work with, he didn't look terrible.
Brisker did.
You know, we had a lot of people that really panned out last year. You know, so with that being said, you know, I think Poles is on the right route of going, you know, where we need to be, you know, as a franchise. So I kind of like this move. I like it a lot. I like the fact that we did get a receiver out of it because, man, that really knocks the check off the checklist, you know.
Man, I totally agree with everything you're saying. One thing I did want to touch base, y'all let us know how y'all feel out there too. How y'all feel about that Bears trade, number 1 pick for the number 9 and everything else we got. But I want to know how you feel about Lamar Jackson. It sounds like he might be playing with the Rough Riders. And because I don't think no one else seems to want him. So I think, yeah, he might be playing with the Rough Riders next year. What you think?
I think Lamar Jackson's stock
Or the
is...
Sharks.
It's,
With Willie Bateman.
I think his stock is driving because it's hard to shoot that guarantee. Do you know how hard it is to shoot a guaranteed contract of that amount? That's very, very hard. And like I said, like I previously, the only other team you've seen that done with is the Browns with Watson, and he wants that type of money. But the Browns are on book for making the most terrible decisions as a franchise. That's a move only the Browns would do, is pay a man and give him guaranteed money he hasn't played in 3 fucking years.
Right.
That's the only thing, and it just doesn't make sense. And now Lamar Jackson, who is a highly accoladed athlete in NFL, multiple MVPs. He's that guy. He can be that guy. You're just not going to get that type of money guaranteed with that type of play style. And if you wanted that type of money guaranteed, you have to get an agent. The agent puts in all the dirty work and everything you do. That's why when you see anybody make these type of deals, they have an agent. Because the agent is normally one of the top agents, somebody who can really get the deals done, talk to middleman stuff, get out the X's and O's and get you your money. And without doing that, you ain't going to do that. I've never seen somebody represent themselves and get a guaranteed deal for that much. Even Deshaun Watson has an agent.
I think, I guess my stance on this, for one, I think the reason why he isn't getting, for one, no one really knows his number, right? I don't think anyone really knows his number. I think Watson got what? I don't know if you could check. What, I think it was 230, something like that, guaranteed.
Yeah, something like that, off of 250 or 260 or something.
So that's what he got guaranteed, right? I personally feel like, so we don't know the number, for one. That's how I look at it. We don't know the number. We're hearing somebody said it was like 180. I heard one time they offered him 180. Then I've heard 130. So we don't know that number. That's kind of where my stance on this is. I don't know the number, so I can't really say whether Baltimore is being fair or they're not being fair, right? One thing I can say is this. It's weird to me how everyone keeps talking about an agent. Everyone keeps saying, like, man, if he had an agent this, he'll have had an agent that, right? And I started to think to myself, like, man, would it really be that difference if he had an agent? And then I really thought to myself, why isn't anyone talking about Roquan Smith? He played for Baltimore, right?
Correct.
Right. Roquan Smith doesn't have an agent.
Right.
They just made Roquan Smith the highest paid inside middle linebacker ever.
Mm-hmm.
No agent. The GM said it felt awkward talking to him. Oh, okay. So when you tell me that, this is about ego. This isn't about the money. I personally feel like their money should be guaranteed. If NBA players' money is guaranteed, you can go out there and slip and doing warm-ups, and you still gonna get your $30 million a year or whatever. And what these guys put their body through, and some of these guys can barely walk when they done after 6, 7, 8 years of playing this game. Everybody in that bitch, I feel like, should be getting guaranteed money. So all these, like, not you, but like all these other people that like got it, talking about, nah, fam, like y'all know what this game do to y'all body. My dad played high school ball, and I see what this did to his knees. So you can't tell me what this does to their body. They should absolutely, all their money should be guaranteed. So that's how I feel on that. But as far as just this, and and dealing in reality, I don't know what the number is. And if y'all can make a deal and make him the highest paid middle linebacker ever with no agent, and what Lamar's done for y'all, you can't tell me like this can't get done. Like, I'm not trying to hit an agent thing, because I don't feel like, because you can't tell me an agent wouldn't be asking for just as much. Now you can say the agent might have a little bit more, inside knowledge, of course, might have a few more connections, of course, but the number is still the fucking number. If he not gonna budge off that, he not gonna fucking budge off that.
The difference is Raekwon Smith got the highest pay for a linebacker, but that's still not breaching anywhere to what Deshaun Watson's getting and what Lamar Jackson's asking. Quarterback money is way different. What Raekwon Smith got was well just. He deserved that, but he not talking about $240 million guaranteed. That's a different number, And when you a GM and you coming off that, how do you build the rest of your team if you paying your quarterback this much? It's hard to put an all-star receiver, a good lineman, some great defense, some good running backs. It's hard to sustain a team when you paying your quarterback so much money. I've seen teams that spend so much money in their quarterbacks and then lose. Aaron Rodgers, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, one of the highest paid. MVP, 1 ring. I'm just saying, like, when I look at sometimes when the team's got to spend all that money on it, like the Browns, by the time the Browns got to give, Deshaun Watson all that money, they're not going to have much of a team left. They're going to be depleted because at the end of the time, Hunt contract going to come up, Chubb's contract going to come up, Myles Garrett, his contract going to come up, Clowney's, a lot of your pieces, Peoples-Jones, a lot of your pieces going to come up. That's kind of the reason why they kind of, got rid of Beckham, because it really came down to the money. And I'm just saying they're in a position kind of where they got to win now because they're paying him so much money and they're not going to have this talent around him for much longer. It kind of puts your team in a very crutch when you got to pay one person all this money, all that money. It crushes your team.
Yeah, I normally I would agree with that.
So it's hard for a GM to look at that. I mean, this is a franchise player we're talking about, though. I'm not doubting that, and I'm disputing that. He's a franchise player.
Who else they paying?
Shit, Raekwon, and then whoever they got to do to keep that defense together, or whatever they got to pay for receivers and shit.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody. He doesn't have any receivers.
But they not going to be able to get none either.
But still, if you're not paying anybody, he's your entire offense. We see what the Ravens are without Lamar Jackson. So if you don't want to pay him, trade him.
They said that they would take a first and second round pick for him. So it really is going to come down to what teams.
Like I say, to me, I feel like it's owner's upset, and I don't feel like people's, like I said, agent. I don't think an agent will ask for anything less. Because he really has the leverage. He's the one that can say, "Dog, I'm an MVP. Look at what Deshaun Watson did." Well, that's what Cleveland. I don't give a fuck. That's the market. Like, I reset the market. Because guess what's going to happen? What do you think Joe Burrow going to ask for in a year? What do you think Herbert going to ask for in a year?
If they don't win nothing, shit, they can't be asking for too much. Burrow can.
Okay.
Herbert got to win something. I like Herbert's game.
Herbert, come to Chicago. Fields can back you up. If don't nobody want to pay you, shit. But somebody that he might be better off. Look like a linebacker itself. Zion, huge. Love Zion. He'll be out another 2 weeks, man. Big deal, no big deal.
Big deal.
I agree.
Zion needs to get in and start playing right now because if he doesn't get game ready, he's going to be getting game ready during the playoff and them niggas going to be ready already and they're going to be blowing by his ass.
I'll tell you a crazy stat. Zion's played 38 games per year for the past 3 seasons.
That's nuts. That's nuts. And the Pelicans
And
made
he's
it to the
hurt right
playoffs.
now with
And they
a
made it to the
hamstring.
playoffs 2 of them prior seasons, huh?
Huh?
They made it to the playoffs 2 of those seasons. I want to that's crazy. And still didn't come in still didn't come in. Couldn't come in. Zion, get healthy, man. I don't know what it is, man, but get healthy.
It's gonna have to. I mean, I would say after this season, going forward next season, I think he's gonna have to stay healthy. Otherwise, it's a medium deal. And the only reason why I say that is because when I look at Joel Embiid played 31 games in his first 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
31 games in his first 3 seasons. First two seasons didn't play. And I know he had some weight issues. Now, it wasn't exactly no Zion issues, but I think after this season, hopefully he can get ready, make for a playoff push. I think I saw somewhere say he might be possibly ready for the playoffs or geared for the playoffs. So I would love to see him make a good playoff push, and then hopefully going forward next season. He looks good, man. He looked trimmed down, so hopefully, some of that, body fat or whatever. I don't think he has too much body fat. He looks good.
He was. It's tough because Zion's such an explosive player, and the weight that he has sometimes can just put a lot of pressure on his knees and his ankles. And it's hard to see, because we've seen some of the most explosive players in the game, what happens over a little bit of time. I just want to know, if he can give you a full season right now, I guess. That's the biggest question I have for Zion. That's why I feel like this is a big deal because, the Pelicans are in probably one of the better situations that they've been in a while. They have a chance to make a decent run, and one of your main focal pieces is, constantly out the mix. How does a team get adjusted and comfortable with their play style, and you've only played under 40 games with us, which is roughly about a half a season with some people, and that's probably, a couple starters and stuff. It's hard for you to get a chemistry with guys, especially when you're going into a time where you need chemistry. Things is going to get not easy for you coming in, seeing some of the teams that you got to see coming up here. It's going to get pretty ugly. So you guys got to kind of have your shit together and kind of know what you're doing. No look passes and alley-oops. They got to be crisp. And if you ain't played with you in a minute, and, it's going to be tough, man. Got to get in there and get in the clock, man.
Well, I wish Zion the best. I say phenomenal talent, super explosive, unique talent. I think this isn't super unique. I know Blake Griffin. I know that first year he was out. So I think some guys coming into the league, I think it kind of takes a while for their body to catch up with them. So I think getting the right nutritionist, knowing what to eat, getting the proper rest. So hopefully this is the last thing.
They said he went there and got too much gumbo.
I don't know about all that. But another guy, the second overall pick in that draft, Ja Morant. He's been making a lot of headlines. He was in the club, looked like, I'm not a gun specialist, but looked like a 22 to me. Any of you Call of Duty fans out there, y'all let us know that looked like a 22 to me, a CP22 or some shit like that. But SMS 22. But yeah, how do you feel about Ja, man? Do you think, and also, who do you think would be a good mentor for him?
I feel like Ja this is a very young man mistake. You understand, Ja live in Memphis. It's not easy out in Memphis. There's a lot of bullshit going there. So, with that being said, there's no doubt that Ja has a strap on him. And I don't doubt that a lot more players in the NBA or the NFL or, baseball or hockey got guns on them. In some states, they have an open conceal or open carry. So you can do that. But this is the thing, though. When you in a club, probably hanging out, drinking, don't need to be taking pictures with your gun. Because I was always told, you don't want a motherfucker to know what you got. You just want it to be a surprise. Like, hey, man, I like your chain. Well, you like 2 bullets in you? That's, I don't want it. So this is like one of the moments where you flashing all your money. It's just a young, dumb moment. You know what I'm saying? You can have it, just don't be taking pictures, man. You got caught up in the glam. You want motherfuckers to think you hood. But bro, you don't have to portray that type of life. You a hooper, man. You a hooper. Hoop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing, the thing that really kicks it in the ass, because, I'm an understanding guy. I understand. You're a young guy, But it's the kids, man. You got to think about how many young people really look up to Ja. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Now, if I go on Instagram and post a picture, people be like, oh, man, Hendo out here acting wild. But if you do it, kids look up to it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to be or not, you a role model, bro. That's what happens when you go into the NBA. As much as when Charles Barkley would say, I'm not a role model, hey, you don't get to choose if you're a role model. You there. If you play ball, people look up to you because of what you doing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Your status, how you doing. Right. So you got to think about that, man. And all the times you be giving out shoes and doing all that great shit, that's never going to be a highlighter as much as you fucking up. That's the truth, man. Because you're a young black man in America, and as soon as you fuck up, it's going. Whether you wrong or you right, man. And you know that better than I know that. You know what I'm saying? So, and as a mentor, I feel like you got good mentors. You might need to talk to Kareem or something. Kareem might need to just sit your ass down and give one of them long ass, dry ass talks, nigga.
You stupid.
I'm just saying, but I understand, but I don't understand because you're in a position where, if you jeopardizing your career, and a lot of people depend on you and your career for success. You jeopardizing a lot of people eating just because you want to look cool in the club with a pistol. We all know a lot of niggas got pistols, man. Just we don't need to see yours, man. We get it. Right. You could take a picture of the pistol and then a separate picture. Don't take a picture of you with the pistol, dog. You don't need that, bro. You just don't need that, man. Right. But I get it, man. Just a young mistake, man. He's a young man, bro. We all got to remember that, too, man. He's just a young man, bro.
That's true.
Young people make mistakes.
I think I would have to say Josh just being young, man. He's a millionaire. Made a ton of money. Just got a big contract. Just being young, I feel like the pulling out the gun was simply, that's just more ego. That's just more
it's
pretty.
Flex.
Yeah, it's just a flex. Like pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I'm good. Also, that's just kind of how I feel about it, man. Just being young. I think somebody good that would be a good mentor to him. I thought about would be Ron Artest. I think Ron Artest would be somebody that would be a good
Rondo.
mentor.
Rondo. Because Rondo's been through all the bads, the ups and the downs. He know what it's like. He just talk to it.
I wouldn't say Rondo, because Rondo I think was actually just I don't know if it wasn't this year. I don't think it was just like last year. He was in the papers for something as well, something with a gun or something. But so that's why I said Ron Artest, because I feel like Ron Artest did a complete 180, completely changed his life around. I know he did a lot with mental health, and then I think somebody like Ron Artest is somebody that's really from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Ja he never really gave off that feel like, you know what I'm saying, that he was from the hood. Now, he didn't give a feel like he was a punk or nothing, but he just never gave off that feel. Just feel like he was a mug that hoop. You know what I'm saying? If he get into it, he'll foul on you.
Yeah, but you don't need to give off that vibe, because you're not going to be put in them type of situations because you're a hooper, bro.
Yeah, and you're a multi-millionaire. You're
right,
a business,
but you're not going to be in too many situations where you're going to be in shootouts. You know what I'm saying? Because you got security and niggas that stand in front of you when shit happens, shit like that, because of that. Therefore, you busting the gun don't make no sense. Because even the mob boss will tell you, the mob boss ain't going to shoot the gun. He going to tap the henchman. He going to shoot you. You know why? Because I can bail you out. You can't bail me out. That's the point.
Facts. Yeah, I don't know, man. I agree. I think he'll be fine, man. I think he just being young, got a lot of money at stake, man. So I think he was talking about what's Powerade for March Madness or something like that. Be a part of that. So he's still a part of it. So
yeah, don't fuck up your opportunity, bro. Trying to be cool for niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Be
cool for yourself, nigga. You ain't got to put on nobody, bro. We love your game. We love how you doing it, man. You ain't got to put on a show for nothing, man. Niggas in Memphis love you. They ain't gonna rob you like that. I don't think. You know.
He got enough money to where I think he should be. He got enough security. He'll be fine. But switching back to football, Anthony Richardson. Guy out of Florida, quarterback out of Florida, 6'4", 244 pounds. He blew everyone away at the draft combine. Ran a 40 and 4.43, 10-yard shuttle in was it 1.553 seconds. vert of 40.5 inches and a broad jump of 10.9. How did you feel about him, man? Is there anybody else that really impressed you at the combine?
I was going to bring him up last week as far as quarterbacks that would I thought stood out, but I still feel like C.J. Stroud's still the biggest standout. You know what I'm saying? I still feel that, but I was going to bring him up last week and stuff because when you talk about footwork, and footwork is very important with quarterbacks. Dog got that footwork, and I mean like he can. It's like he has at the age and positions he's at right now, he has great pocket presence. And he knows when to step up in the pocket, when to stand out, when to take the hit, let it go. I mean, he could definitely be a team's franchise quarterback. And the reason I say that is because normally when you the best quarterback, you go to a shitty team. And it's a shitty team that usually ain't got a whole lot working with them. It's never a team that's already put together. Now, he's the type of guy in position, he could fall down a couple ones and get put in a very good position on a team that, he might be able to slide to a Falcon team or something who just, got a few pieces. The Falcons got a great tight end. They got a few little weapons. They need a real quarterback. They don't want to move on from Mariota. I don't think he's going to be there this year. But if they could, that definitely wouldn't, with the Bears jumbling around, stuff like that, they could easily grab this dude in there. He could definitely be their franchise quarterback. He would definitely make an impact his second year, especially in that division. He would make an impact. So I really think he could do it. But there's one dude that stood out for me, man. It was a USC lineman, Andrew Voorhees. And that shit sounds like he might be related to Jason Voorhees. But my man actually had complete ACL tear in the combine. It's actually very fucking sad, to be honest with you, because dude's an actual goblin. I mean, like, when it comes to, dog can really block whole blocks. He actually took. So the crazy thing about dude is, even with that being on, a lot of dudes would have just trashed the whole combine, went, rehabilitated. He actually stuck in the combine and actually went to the bench and outbenched everybody. I think he knocked out 38 reps on the bench press. The next closest was 34.
Oh wow!
So dog really put in work. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. You know what I'm saying? 38 reps. Shit, come on, but anybody picking him up would be taking a big leap. But who knows if he could get back to Pete? But just chest-wise, he has the strength. But for him to come back and do that, I think that speaks value. That shows his dedication to the game. Even though this injury could make or break his career, it shows a lot of heart and dedication. So I felt like, that was huge. That's huge.
I like that. That's super, man. Actually applaud, man. Voorhees, man. That's what's up. But yeah, man, I gotta have to say, Anthony Richardson, I think, is a project. I don't know if they would take him that high because they really hit last year in the draft. But I think if there's a team that could take a chance on him, it's Seattle. Pete Carroll does a great job at developing.
Even with Geno, yeah, I guess he can sit behind Geno for a minute.
He does a great job of developing young talent. They hit on basically every pick last draft. I think that's a guy. That's exactly why I would take him to Seattle, because Geno is there, and Geno know what it's like to have to sit on the bench and be a role player to now being a star. So I think to learn under him, learn under that system, Pete Carroll has a reputation of that's actually what he's really known for is bringing along young guys and developing young guys. It's older veterans that really have a problem with Pete because they kind of get sick of that rah-rah, After a while, that shit wears off. You can only do it so much. But young guys, he gets them to buy into it. So I think that would be phenomenal for Anthony Richardson to go to Seattle. But I think he's definitely at least 2 seasons away. He's not going to do any. You have to sit him. Too inconsistent. Physically, he's there. But as far as throwing the ball, he didn't even throw. I want to say it was around 56%, maybe somewhere around there. So inconsistent. I've seen him play. Really a boom or bust player. So that's why I think he's really a project. But If he can boom, he can be a problem. But a guy who I was really impressed with outside of him was Will McDonald, the defensive end out of Iowa State. 123 tackles, 42 tackles for a loss, and 34 sacks in his career. That's third. He was third team All American. 35 of his 30. This is crazy. 35% of his tackles were for a loss.
Damn.
That is crazy. The 34 sacks is actually a Big 12 record. I really liked him in the combine. I think I would love to see Chicago pick him up in the second round. I'm not sure. I want to say he might have had a first round grade on him. But I mean, if he could slip, to that second round, I would love to see him in a Bears uniform.
So many picks.
And see him in a Bears uniform. We also got a lot of cash too. But like I said, Will McDonald, that's who I really like. But we just been having a great show. Well, finally got to the news. But March Madness episode, Final Four picks, man, really quick. Y'all let us know who y'all Final Four picks is too, man. Who do you pick? Final Four picks. March Madness.
Oh, man. This is always hard. Kansas.
Okay.
I think Kansas look good. Man, I always gonna say this is gonna be Marquette, man. I always gotta go with Marquette because Marquette always. Oh man, they be fighting me, man. They'll let me down every once in a blue moon. I gotta put Duke up there because man, they is so resilient, man. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. And the one who always been steady, always, man, UConn.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people probably going, oh shit, Mike done hit me. He hit me because I ain't go with North Carolina, huh?
That's exactly what it was. Exactly what it was. Hell no. I took Kansas as well. I got Kansas, Purdue. I really like that big center, Edie.
Yeah.
I like Edie. He's tough. I got Purdue. Then I also got Alabama. I got to rep Alabama. I got family down there. Alabama's balling. And then Houston. They're actually number one overall.
They are.
Yeah, I got Houston. Man. Houston's gonna be tough, man.
They are. But man,
that is one good thing I like about the whole. Some guys going to the G League in college this year is you're starting to see more of you don't see like it's not so cookie cutter anymore.
Right.
It's not always the Dukes and the such and the North Carolinas.
Like always.
Yeah, like always. Now you're starting to see the Houstons, the the Purdues and the Alabamas. And it's dope, man. I think it's a good time for college ball, man. I haven't got a chance to watch a lot during the podcast, but the little bit I have seen this year, man, it's definitely been fun. But moving right along, who do you think, and y'all let us know out there too, who do you think are the top 5 most underrated college basketball players to come out, college basketball players in the past 25 years? I'll start off, and then you let me know one. I want to start off at number 5, Antoine Jameson. North Carolina. 3-time All-ACC, 1-time Player of the Year, 1-time ACC Player of the Year, averaged 19 points, just under 10 rebounds a game at 9.9 for his career in North Carolina. Who you got?
Man, I went in on this one. Tyrese Maxey, man.
Okay.
I really think Dog is super underrated coming out, man. Dog was always a strong college player, man, and I was happy when he got picked up and went to the league. He got his big chance, when I believe Ben Simmons was going through his shit. I couldn't tell Ben Simmons was sitting. Tyrese Maxey held it down. He wasn't really spoke about. He wasn't a high draft. Nobody really talked about him. But when he had his time to shine, man, he made the most of it. Now he made that transition for him to Ben. Ben, got traded for some little pieces. You know what I'm saying? So you got to feel comfortable, man. Tyrese Maxey, though, man. If you look up some of his college stats, man, Dog's nuts, man.
I like that. I went with another guard out of Maryland, Juan Dixon.
I like that.
Juan Dixon, 1-time champ, national champ, 3-time All-ACC, 1-time ACC Player of the Year, 3-time All-ACC, All-Defense, averaged 16 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.6 assists for his time in Maryland. really like Juan Dixon, man. When they won that natty, he was instrumental in them winning that natty. So Juan Dixon at 4.
4, Jonte Murray.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Really go check out Dog numbers, man. Dog's a stud, man, in college, man. And I was glad that he went to the Spurs. He got picked up by then. I thought they was going to put a little bit more around him. When he came to the Spurs, I don't think he was a super high pick. You know, nobody really looked at him, and then he started turning into a star. He really held down that Spurs team. Man, as soon as he showed up, he was holding it down. And shit, I think he went over to the Hawks. And the Hawks are making a nice run. So we'll see if they stand up this year and what they look like in the playoffs. But I thought, Dog was really underrated, man.
I like that. I'm going to have to go with number 3, Michael Beasley.
Oh, I like that too.
Nobody talk about how good Michael Beasley was in college. I mean, granted, he only stayed 1 year.
1-on-1 with LeBron, boy.
Still had with man, it was crazy. He only stayed 1 year, but he was Big 12 Player of the Year, Big 12 Rookie of the Year. Averaged 26 points, 12.4 rebounds, and 1.2 assists. Just crazy numbers that 1 year. He was actually, tell you how good Michael Beasley was, it was actually between him and Derrick Rose, who the Bulls were going to take with that number 1 pick. That's how good he was coming out of college, and people forget about that, in my opinion. Kansas State. Him and Billy Skywalker.
Yep.
Him and Billy Skywalker, and I think Jacob Pullen was on that team as well, out of Chicago.
They said
Beasley
went with Miami. They said they were going there. He was him going head up with LeBron. He was
beat him all the time.
He was getting LeBron ass, man, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand how good he is to come at somebody like that.
Facts. What you got?
Number 3, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was amazing in college, and I do mean amazing. But once again, he was one of those guys who kind of slid on the radar, wasn't really talked about. But as soon as he got to the Mavericks, as soon as he got his clock, he made the most of all his tick. So much that he ended up signing that big-ass deal to go up to the Knicks. And now he got the Knicks looking decent. But that's like usual. The Knicks always just look decent. But they balling. He's putting up great numbers. And nobody really talked about him coming out big. And he's doing a lot better than people that went ahead of him in the draft. So his year's draft, at least.
That's dope. Yeah, I like that. Jalen Brunson got from the Lamb, man. What's up, Jalen? Tayshaun Prince for me.
Ooh.
I love Tayshaun.
He just nobody expected Buddy to just come in. Dog was like, man, who is this lanky, long head, nappy head, light skinned dude? And he was locking motherfuckers up. He was locking niggas up.
One time SEC Player of the Year, 2-time All SEC. Averaged 13 points, 5.6 rebounds, 1.9 assists, and his arms were 900 feet.
And he was an NBA champion.
Yeah, definitely NBA
champion.
But I love Tayshaun in college, man. I think he's super underrated.
Yeah.
Well, you got number 2.
Number 2, Julius Randle. Julius Randle was one of those picks I think the Lakers kind of snuck up, didn't think dude was going to be as good as he was going to be. Then they kind of, played around with him. Then he went to the Pelicans, I think, with the AD trade. I think they sent him over there with that. He battled some injuries while but then came back, I think, when Zion was in and out. And actually had a good little season with them, but I think they missed the playoffs narrowly on his shoulders. But now he's over with the Knicks showing his ass. Like, this man can score at will. His scoring ability is nuts. Dog, I mean, there's times where you want to put him in the category with like Embiid and other good scoring big men, but the thing about him, he just goes on he's real streaky. You'll get a good 5 games out of him, then you won't see him for another 4 games. He'll put up 10, 15, then he'll come back with a 30-point game and a 28-point game and a 42-point game, and then have 5 and then 8. If he could be a little bit more consistent, he'd go nuts. But I like what he's doing for the Knicks, and I think he's a very, very underrated because, man, if you look at him coming out of college, he was a dog, too. Yeah. When you actually look at some of his numbers, what he was doing, man, he was amazing. And just nobody really talks about what he does. He does a lot.
I like that. I love that, actually. Number 1 for me, a little bit biased, but I still would probably put him at number one. Joakim Noah, two-time champ coming out of Florida, two-time All-SEC, averaged 10.5 points, 6.4 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 1.7 blocks for his time at Florida. I think people forget how instrumental he was and how good that Florida team was in college. Rarely do you get back-to-back champs. They were back-to-back natty champs, and Joakim Noah was instrumental.
Centerpiece.
Yeah, he was really the centerpiece for that team. I mean,
energy, defense, everything, offense is everything. He just, man.
Yeah, I had to put him at number one. I think no one really talks about. No one talks about that Florida team. For one, I would love to see a 30 for 30 on that Florida team and what they were doing down there. But that Florida team was fun to watch, man.
It was a good team.
Yeah, back-to-back champs, and I say Noah was definitely instrumental in that, and no one talks about it. So, yeah, man, Joakim Noah, man, Chicago Bull legend. Bulls, retire Joakim Noah's number, man. Retire that man's number. I think he absolutely deserves to get his name retired. But number one, most underrated college player in the last 25 years, birthday boy.
Man, light-skinned lightning, Steph Curry, man. I think
coming out of Davidson.
Coming out of motherfucking Davidson, man.
Y'all watch it.
I think a lot of people in the NBA slept on him because of his size. They said he was too little, he was too fragile.
Tweener.
And, you know, and a lot of people really just like winked on him. And he came out of nowhere and just blew up the league. Nobody looked at this little fella and was like, this is going to be the next best three-point shooter ever. Nobody looked at him like that.
No.
You know, where you had guys coming up, you know, I mean, he was a good shooter, you know, but when you put him in a category of other good college shooters, you know, he's all right. You know, he was no J.J. Redick. You know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that. But when he came into the NBA, he blew up. I don't know how he slipped down to end up with the Warriors. They did a great selection of doing their work to make that fit, however that happened. But I was surprised that he even, you know, went that low. But man, got picked up and ended up being one of the best three-point shooters in the league, regardless of how anybody feels about it. Dog backed up everything he said, with or without the respect of people. And then he finally got that MVP trophy of the finals. So, you know, I feel like, you know.
I like that, man. Definitely underrated college player. I would have to put him. I would have to put him probably top 10, man. Top 15 probably all time college point guards all time.
Yeah, because there's so many good point guards in college.
Yeah,
so many, man.
It's
tough.
I was shocked. I can't remember who. I don't think it was ESPN, but I was watching Jay Will, and they did a thing, and they had him.
Fucking nice, man.
They had him but they had him at like 13. Yeah, and that's how he was looking.
Wow.
Yeah, they had him at like 13 behind some guys. It was crazy. Some guys that were all like.
Jay Will was nasty, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually I have a vendetta with dude because I'm a Bulls fan.
Oh man.
And I'm upset with dude. Yeah. I have a long life history of being upset with dude.
I love Jay Will, man.
I can't stand this nigga. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no, fuck all that. Fucked up our pick. And did some old stupid ass shit, nigga. We had a great pick. And he did. Nah, fuck all that, nigga. It's specifically saying your contract. You can't ride no ski-doos, you can't hang glide, and you can't buy no motorcycles. And what your dumb ass go do, you go buy some motherfucking motorcycles. And not only do you go buy a motherfucking motorcycle, you get into a goddamn accident on the motorcycle, which voided your contract with the Bulls. And we had to sit here and do all this good, so we wasted a whole fucking pick on you, a great pick at that, nigga. We could have got somebody the fuck else that was going to be more responsible. And then your dumb ass want to go and be a college announcer and talk to young niggas and tell them what they should do with their goddamn career after you done fucked off yours.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga. Fuck all that,
nigga. Because you telling them.
Hell no. Don't tell me shit, nigga. You had a chance to make millions on millions, nigga. You did some goofy shit, nigga.
Yeah.
No, fuck all that, man. You wasted Bulls pick, nigga. You wasted our pick, nigga.
I'm still a big Jay Will fan. I feel like, just like how we said, just like a Josh Young, he was young. We've all been young. We've all made mistakes. I guarantee you,
is specifically saying your contract. If it specifically told Ja not to have a gun in his contract, I guarantee you he wouldn't have a gun. It specifically stated. It was highlighted in the goddamn contract.
No, I understand that, but I also understand being young. And
Nigga,
it's,
he could have did everything. Young is getting drunk and driving and doing shit like that. Young is getting caught with some reefer and shit like that. Young is being caught in an altercation or something like that. Young ain't going and buying a motherfucking motorcycle when it specifically tell you could have went and bought anything the fuck else, nigga. A motorcycle costs 20 goddamn grand, and you could have bought a whip. You could have put down on a Ferrari, a Hummer, every goddamn thing, but you chose to get a 2-wheel fucking motorcycle and then crash it. So not only did you spend a lot of money on that shit, but then you fucked up your leg. Like, that's the dumbest shit ever. I can't condone that. That's stupid, dog. That's stupid.
It was stupid. And he'll be the first person to say that.
I know he is, man, but it's just like, man, that wasted pick, though, man.
I mean, it's a pick. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
last time we had a pick like that, we got D Rose, nigga. What do you mean it ain't just a pick?
No, I want to say he was the number 2 pick, Rose.
Last time we had that high of a pick, it was D Rose.
I mean, no, because I want to say, what was 5? Well, no, 5 was like 4.
D Rose was the next one coming. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Those are franchise picks. That's a franchise.
It is what it is, man.
And he was a great player. Yeah,
I mean, he's a phenomenal announcer now.
I got his jersey. Even though I be mad at him, I still got his jersey.
Phenomenal college player, man. If you want to, man, want to come defend yourself, come on over Headz, man. You're more than welcome to. But we're going to teach you, stupid. We're going to keep it going with the college. Prime versus, let's say prime versus prime. But college, who do you feel like was the better player, Grant Hill or Carmelo Anthony? Run down a few of their stats. Carmelo, one-time champ, averaged 22, 10 rebounds, 2.2 assists. Only played 1 year, but was Rookie of the Year. Big East All-Freshman team, All Big East team. Grant Hill, 2-time Natty champ, averaged 15.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3-time All-ACC, 1-time ACC Player of the Year, and 3-time All-ACC Tourney Player. Grant Hill or Carmelo Anthony?
I'm going to go with Melo. Melo, to me, had a more dominant game in college. He was such a good player, man. Melo's back to the basketball was amazing. Nobody could really fuck with him. And shit, that Syracuse team was shit. He was the staple point of that. I like Grant Hill game. I loved him in college, but I just feel like, I feel like Melo at this time had a better skill set as far as how he would attack the basket, and that's what I liked about him. He wouldn't settle for the shots as he does like in the NBA. Like, this isn't Knicks Melo. This is, young, still fresh knees, using his body, was getting blocks, steals. And I'm not saying Hill wasn't neither, but I feel like, being down low at that time, it was a heavy little task, And shit, they was, I'm gonna go with Melo.
Better player in college. I thought about this a lot, man. And initially, I was gonna say Carmelo, but I think I'm gonna have to say Grant Hill. And the reason why I say Grant Hill is, for one, I get it. Grant Hill definitely had more talent around. He always played with talent playing with Duke. But I think if you look at Grant Hill that senior year, I think as good as, Melo, you could arguably say Melo might have been even better than KD in college. And that's saying a lot. As good as KD was, he only played 1 year. Or you could definitely say, I wouldn't say that, but anyway, Grant Hill, I think his defense in college, is what would make me separate him and Melo.
Because it's tough to be on them guards, but I don't know. Melo was beating him. He hasn't done blocks though. You know what I'm saying? He was smacking niggas shit though. He wasn't no hold down low, but going down low.
When I'm saying defense, I mean as far as being able to
stay in front of somebody.
Stay in front 1-on-1, And then Hill is 6'7" himself.
Yeah.
And he's long. So he was so versatile.
Melo was 6'8"?
Yeah, Melo's about 6'8". But arguably Melo might have been bigger than LeBron at that time when they both came out. Even throughout their career.
A little bit.
Even throughout their career.
I think LeBron just probably filled into his frame a little better.
Well, yeah, no, but
he got more stocky up here. But Melo didn't really, get as stocky up here. He just had, a base. Melo ended up being more like a Paul Pierce body.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Or like, Q Quentin Richardson, something like that.
Yep.
I think Grant Hill versatility on defense, I think is really what separated it for me. And then he wasn't a slouch on offense as well.
Yeah.
And then he could, play making. And I think when I thought about it, it was kind of hard because I'm judging Melo as a freshman, but he was so fucking good as a freshman. He was so good as a freshman.
He was an instant game changer.
That I don't think it's that much difference if you take senior Grant Hill and a freshman Carmelo Anthony. I don't think if you put them on the same court, I don't think it's that big of a difference in my opinion. So I would have to go with Grant Hill, but it's by a slim margin. And for me, it was the defensive versatility and what he did, and how he also, I think, another part of being great is being able to play with other great players. And you see some guys who aren't able to do that. Some guys are great when they're by themselves, but once you put them with other dogs, they kind of wither. And I feel like with Grant Hill, he had great talent around him. I really like the player he molded himself into with his versatility. So I'm on with Grant Hill, man.
I like that.
I'm with Grant Hill. But man, March Madness. We're gonna be talking college ball all month, man. Great show today, man. Our brother B.I., as you notice, he isn't here today. He was feeling under the weather. What's up, B.I.? Pretty sure you're out there watching. Hope you feel better, brother. But this is your time, man. So can you please tell these people, birthday boy, what time it is?
Oh shit, it's trade your self time, man.
It is trade your motherfucking self time. If you don't know what that is, this is how we always end our show, man. Trade yourself is basically a way of telling somebody in a nice way, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Or you need to basically, the way you acting, you need to just trade your motherfucking self. The way you acting, go ask God to trade you in for another person. Because right now, this ain't where it's at. So normally we try to keep it to sports. So I'm going to kick it off this week because I'm a little perturbed. And I'm going to have to say who need to trade themselves this week is every fucking team that said they already out of the Lamar Jackson sweepstakes. You, sir, ma'am, it need to trade yourself. When I started looking at some of these teams that said we not in the Lamar Jackson sweepstakes, the Falcons, I like them. I really do. I saw him play at Cincinnati. But right now, Desmond Ridder is looking to be your starting quarterback.
You better stop playing.
Tua. Playing with Tua, I think he's a terrific person. I really like Tua. I think he's a phenomenal person. I think he's a really good player when he's healthy. But Dolphins, having Tua as your starting quarterback is like playing Madden and you put the injury all the way up to 99. Okay? I'm just going to leave it at that. Panthers, Sam Darnold and Matt Corral are your two quarterbacks on the list. All right. Raiders, Jarrett Stidham. All right. Washington, Sam Howell. Sorry, Mike, because he's out of North Carolina. But Sam Howell. And y'all mean to tell me y'all not interested in Lamar Jackson? Trade y'all self, man. I understand the whole y'all don't want to pay him and this and that, but come on, man. I understand, but you talking about a former MVP at 26 years old. 26 years old, former MVP. And people talking about us injury and this and that. It's a part of the game. But look at what you get when he's not injured. You're talking about a top 10 quarterback easily. I would say probably close to the top 6, 7. Man, trade yourself, man. All y'all teams said y'all need Lamar Jackson, man. You absolutely need Lamar Jackson.
You absolutely need that nigga.
Motherfucking Sam Howell.
That's tough. That's tough. Y'all need to do something. This week, man. Sean Kemp. Trade your motherfucking self. Boy, your ass been in all types of little drive-by accusations and all types of shit. First of all, man, you too goddamn old to be any of these accusations, man. I'm sorry. I know it's sometimes it's a time, certain place, you know, shit, you know, understand. I'm an understanding person, you know what I'm saying? I know shit happens sometimes. But dog, drive-bys? Fuck you was doing, bro?
Nah, did you see it, dude?
Nah, I ain't see that shit.
I ain't see it. Nah, you gotta see it, bro. So what happened was he was at the mall, and I guess he got into it with somebody. They got it on camera. He got into it with somebody, right? And no, the person shot at him first, and then he pulled out his gun and retaliated back. But it wasn't like he was on like no Ricky. He wasn't on no Ricky. He wasn't on that. It was somebody aired out at him, and he returned fire back type shit. But yeah, I mean, but no, just in defense, you still tell them to trade himself.
You still, bro? I mean, shit. What type of situations you getting into, dog? You old as hell, dog. Come on, man. Chill out, man. But like I said, I do understand, but man, I'm definitely going to put you up there on motherfucking trade yourself, man. You was just at the All-Star game and getting All-Star awards and shit. Now, next time we talking about your ass on here having shootouts and shit like it's an OK Corral and shit, man. You gotta calm down with that shit, man. Trade yourself for this week, man. I mean, I'm sure you might have been in the right, you know, protect yourself, man. You a human being, but what type of beef you in, man? Come on now, chill out.
That's what's he say. What type of beef you in?
Come on, man. You was a bitter Celtic fan. Like, fuck you, nigga.
I must have been.
Rain on this. Pow, pow, pow.
Must have been. Because of
you ain't the Rain Man. You ain't the real Rain Man. My cousin the Rain Man on 33rd. Sacramento.
We don't have a team anymore. But, man, great show today for y'all. B.I., man, brother, hope you feel, brother. Hope you'll be here next week. I'm pretty sure you will. Also, Saturday nights, if you're in the downtown Wisconsin area, La Crosse, Wisconsin area, y'all, please check out, go have you something to eat. They got that good Chicago food at Press Break, downtown La Crosse, Wisconsin. They got the cheesy beef, the cheesy nachos, all that good stuff, man. Check out downtown La Crosse, Wisconsin, Press Break. Also, if you ain't doing nothing tonight, man, you want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Want to have you some wine, maybe a beer or something like that. I don't know. Want to do some cleaning Saturday night, snow outside. You need to download the Bump That Radio app, man. Listen to some music while you're doing that, man. While you cleaning, you're sweeping, you're doing dishes, you're cooking dinner, whatever you're doing. Download the Bump That Radio app, man. My brother Detroit Manuel always playing them hits for y'all, man. So I need y'all to go ahead and get that popping. Download the Bump That Radio app. Also, Saturday night, you might be finna go out somewhere. Your kicks looking bummy. You need to get you some kicks because you're sick of wearing those same Bobos. Where can they go to?
Breath of Fresh, man. Make sure you go down there and holler at my man Focus, man. Tell him Hendo Omar sent you, man.
Yeah.
He'll look out for you, man. Yeah. He'll definitely, man. One of the best in town for restorations.
Yeah.
And he can go get you some nice kicks down there, man. Got a lot of good merch down there, too. Shit. And if he ain't in the shop, man, make sure you go down to the closet, man.
Sir.
Go check out my man JV, man. He got some dunks, some Yeezys, whatever you need, he gonna find it for you, man. So check out my guys and shit, man. They doing big things.
Absolutely.
And shit, man, I'm out here riding clean, man. But shit, I'm only riding clean because I went to KO Car Wash,
Yes,
so
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Go down there, holler at my mans and them. They gonna get you good, get some of that snow and some of this weak ass salt up off your vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Keep your stuff looking supreme and clean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. KO Car Wash, man. I can contest. I took my cousin car there. Man, brothers do great work. Cuz does great work, man. King KO,
Clean,
man.
detail,
All that
undercarriage,
good stuff.
everything you need.
Super professional. They got a waiting area. They had a PS5 in there. I was almost gonna take that motherfucker, but I had the cuz. I thought cuz was gonna park the car in the front. I was gonna snatch the PS5 and go hop in the car and tell cuz I don't know what happened.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm
You know what
out.
I'm saying? But they got the PS5 in there, super professional, black owned, man. So brown owned. So man, go check out King KO Car Wash. Great work in the La Crosse, Wisconsin area. But yeah, also man, if you guys don't see, man, Old Heads, we were awarded a Black Excellence Award, man. So man, we're trying to just hustle and motivate. Yeah, we gotta do all that. Just trying to hustle and motivate, man, trying to make these moves in the community. I need you guys to please go to YouTube and please go to subscribe to our page. Go subscribe to C Hendo and also go subscribe to Old Heads on YouTube. If you follow us, we're on Facebook every day posting content. Actually, today is College Ball Saturday. You can go on there and, you know what I'm saying, give us some college players you guys might, you know, some debates you might want to start. Go on there and, you know, I'm always up for a good debate, man. Who was the better college player, Ray Allen or Kerry Kittles, or who was the better college player, Allen Iverson or Jason Williams?
Let us know.
Ooh, let us know. Let us know. I would have to say I think Clyde Drexler might have been better than Michael in college.
Shit. But another big thing, you know, another thing I heard coming up is a man that played Kane, Jonathan Majors. He's getting ready to play in a movie. He's gonna play Dennis Rodman. He's actually going through the phase right now to play Dennis Rodman in a movie. It's actually going to be called 48 Hours in Vegas. It's going to be, and Dennis Rodman's actually helping produce this movie, which is nuts. And they're actually going to go through when Dennis Rodman was in the playoffs and he flew out to Vegas for that 48 hours and Mike had to go get him and stuff. They're actually making a movie about that. So be looking out for that. Jonathan Majors playing Dennis Rodman. He's actually going to get the feel for Dennis Rodman. They're going to be living together for a little bit so you can get the feel, you know, get off. But yeah, that's a movie coming up, man. So be looking out for that, man. 48 Hours in Vegas.
Wow, that's huge, man.
That's huge, man. I can't wait, man. It's going to be a great movie. I think Jonathan Majors is an amazing actor, man. Everything he's in has just been great to me. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be like that.
Love Jonathan Majors. Love Jonathan Majors, man. I'm so happy for that brother. First thing I actually saw him in was Five Bloods. Mm-hmm. That was the first thing I saw him. I'm like, man, this dude's a really good.
That was a great movie too, man. If y'all haven't seen that, man, that was a great.
Delroy Lindo. Yeah, phenomenal movie. Phenomenal.
Chadwick. Man, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Chadwick.
It was great. It was a great movie, man.
Yeah,
that was just a great movie. If you haven't seen it,
movie.
check it out, man. Great movie.
Yeah, Five Bloods, really good movie. Deals with mental health and all that good stuff. All for that. But yeah, man. But that threw me for a loop. I was not ready for that. That's gonna be exciting.
Man, I can't wait, man. Exciting.
If you guys don't know, I actually do a little writing myself. I gotta stop being lazy. I got a movie I've been writing for a few years now. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. But yeah, man, Old Heads, episode 43, March Madness. We're gonna be talking college ball all month, man, and yeah, it's been a great episode. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Just please go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Old Heads, and also please go subscribe to C Hendo. But yeah, man, we're just trying to hustle and motivate. Thank all y'all for out there following us, and yeah, I think we out, man.
Yeah, man, I think we out too, man.
Tell these people where they can find you, man.
Man, you can find me everywhere, man. It's about to be birthday weekend, man. You might not know where the fuck I'm at. But hey, I know one place you can catch me, man. If y'all tomorrow, about noontime, 1 o'clock, you want to have some drinks with me, man, catch me at the Barrel, man. Catch me at the Barrel, man. That's where I'll be, man. We'll see, man. I got a couple chips in. Might be some free beer or something, man. I got a couple chips in my wallet, so you know what I'm saying. But come see me, man. Make sure you come down and get some food too, man.
Absolutely. The Barrel has great wings. The Barrel Inn. I wasn't there. I was actually.
Why you always go with the wings?
I do the wings.
But they ain't got birds or nothing. Why you gotta be like that, man?
That's all I do is wings and shrimp. But anyway, they actually did a show there. I was in New York and they did a show there, a great show there. So we always try to support them. They supported us. But yeah, the Barrel Inn tomorrow. Hendo birthday. It's a huge weekend, man. So. We'll actually have I didn't tell him, but I'm actually gonna get a barrel of Zima. It'll be a barrel of Zima.
O'Doul's.
Yeah, or I was thinking O'Doul's, possibly Mickey's maybe.
Hey, one quick note, because it's my birthday, I can do it. So back in the day, we pulled a trick on the police out here, man, and it's the only time I give up a secret, man, because this shit might have been like, you know, damn near 20 years ago already right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm old as fuck now. So what we did is we had some guys across the street, and this is back in the day where you can get root beer kegs, right? Kegs of root beer. And we had them go over across the street, and he set up a keg of root beer. And then we went across the street with another keg of real beer. We covered the keg up. We didn't tap it. So we all out here. We all around the keg. Now the keg don't got no sticker on it, nothing. It just, so we out here pumping it. Police come up like, yeah, trying to shut it down. Like, oh man, what's going on? We're like, man, what's going on? It's middle of the day. It's like 3, 4 o'clock. Like, man, we got reports of a barrel over here. Yeah, we got a barrel. Like, oh, well, you got to shut it down. We're not shutting it down though. They're like, why? It's fucking root beer. Here, look. He's like, it says root beer. Oh man, you guys. So they leave. So then we cover that barrel up. We open the barrel across the street up. So when the cops get called and said that they got a barrel, they think it's the one across the street that there's root beer. Like, no, we went over there. They have a root beer. So we never got bottled for the whole day.
Wow.
That's how you pull a trick, man. Putting y'all up on game, man. Old heads and we out, baby.
Hell no.